Welcome back to round 2 coverage of the 2025 Syracuse Open, sponsored by the Pies Guys. We are on Clay East at Clay Central Park in Liverpool, New York, and we got a nice race between a pretty stacked field of competitors. My name is Luke Saccharin alongside Tournament Director Stephen Bailey.
If you haven't yet, be sure to go check out that front nine and round 1 coverage from Clay West. Nathan Queen is leading the charge. 19 down through 27 holes. Got Braeden Sides and Zach Sisson 2 back. And Andrew Miranda chasing as well on our round 2 lead card. But the chase card and the third card are right there. Shout out to Jerry Menzie with a 6 down front 9. Randy Duick with a 7. And yeah, I mean, you're going to need to keep scoring if you want to stay in front here. So we are moving into hole 10. Par 4, 387 feet. Very short, but very tight. You can kind of have a right to left shot that goes to the mouth of the next 2 gaps, basically. Nathan has kind of been throwing this gentle turnover all day and is just a little bit inside there. It is a really demanding shot here, especially for the lefty backhand. It is definitely an eagleable hole for our power righties if you can get something to flip up and ride straight.
And we see a more common shot from Braeden. Looked like it made the corner. Just an easy backhand hyzer from the righty that you're just looking to get over the front side of this hill and give yourself something on the approach to the basket. It is probably the most heavily wooded hole on the course.
For sure. Yeah, kind of the theme of the par 4s here. You can throw a safe shot and give yourself a chance to execute for a birdie, or you can throw an aggressive shot and try and do something special. And there were quite a few eagles on the day. So
common play here from Braeden if you're back on your drive is the forehand roller. He covered quite a bit of distance. Camera cut out just short, but looks like he's got a putt for birdie.
Yeah, certainly should be no problem taking a 4 from there. And Nathan clearing the crest as well, giving himself a chance to get up and down. Looks like Zach caught a tree trying to come in.
You can see what Nathan's left with here. It's not much, and he catches something.
Yeah, just a little left. You can see that's kind of where you might want to put a more conservative drive down where Nathan was, and you have 2 options from there.
Giving it a bid is Andrew.
Yeah, he's been all over the basket.
Nathan from a bit of an awkward spot. Not catching any of the basket. It looks like he'll be taking his first bogey of the round.
And Braeden not quite giving that one a chance. Not quite a clean release.
Well, it looked like he got the nose down just a bit and didn't let the disc glide.
Nice putt there from Zach.
And as the rest of the card here is finishing out the hole, I want to give a shout out to Alex Berg. Did have the 2 on this hole. For an eagle, actually his second eagle of the day, we missed it on the front 9. He had a hole-in-one on hole 3. And he cracked in half an 11-time rock. Or an 11-time AVR, rather.
A lot of ups and downs there for Alex. It was awesome to get to know him and Lauren while they were in Syracuse.
And taking a step over to hole number 11. 259-foot backhand righty hyzer. This ditch with the stakes is out of bounds, short, and pin height is OB. Andrew coming in a little bit high with his drive and land on the left side of the green there.
And here's Braeden.
Nice stable disc from him. Skipping a little bit long in the basket and getting some nice action to get out of a tough putting spot.
Yeah, that tree is not the most fun to be behind. Another forehand from Zach.
And
that's going to be good.
Doesn't catch too much to end up short of the green, stays out of the OB.
Little inside here from Nathan, and ends up on the short side of the creek.
Get the save from the spotter.
Yeah.
Got a long look at putt here for Nathan, or long look at birdie for Nathan, catching the top of the band. Doesn't get any further roll, stays in bounds. It'll be a tapping in his par.
Nice putt there from Andrew. Getting the back-to-back birds after a little bit of a slow front nine. And yeah, Braeden with a pretty clear swing. Had a little bit of an awkward stance, but makes easy work of it.
Taking advantage of a good kick is Zach. Caught something early, still landed on the green, and walking away with a birdie. Nathan tapping in his par. Looks a bit frustrated after hitting the basket.
Yeah, playing those last 2 holes at +1 for Nathan, so a little bit of a speed bump, but a good chance to get one back here. Hole 12, 315-foot par 3. Really want to shape a shot here. Ideally, something that flies left of that tree and right of the big tree in the fairway. But, right hand, backhand, trying to get something to go right. Not uncommon to pull the drive a little bit.
I'll tell you, that shot from Andrew there, I can't tell you how many times myself and a lot of us locals have done that. And the question comes to mind, do I just re-tee?
Yeah.
Zach putting a forehand through everything and finishing a bit long of the basket, staying out of the backside rough. He'll have a 12 to 15 footer. Look for his birdie.
Awesome shot. A little low here from Nathan, but it's going to get to edge and slide. I think that's shallow C2.
Yeah, I believe that was a Sagara that he's been liking recently. He had just started throwing that disc before this tournament. Really liking it. Throwing some good shots. I've seen plenty of good shots with him in that disc this weekend.
And Andrew has to pitch out and then throw this flex forehand up the left side. So he will have that for bogey. So Braeden maybe going back to that berg.
Nice touch from him, using the wood chips to slow the disc down before going a little bit long. And a nice birdie from Nathan, catching a little high on the left side and taking the birdie.
Man, he just sets that up so nice. And corner pocket for Andrew. After that drive 4 is about the best you could really hope for.
Yeah, really a good scramble. I'm sure he's not happy taking a bogey on that hole, but from where he was, that's a very good 4.
Yeah, I mean, again, after playing Clay West in the morning, where it's pretty rare to have a 2-stroke mistake unless you go OB, on Clay East, they're definitely in play on a number of holes.
And a nice birdie from Zach, and a tap-in birdie there for Braeden.
This coverage is brought to you by the Pies Guys, title sponsor of the Syracuse Open for its first 4 years. Reese and the Pies Guys team have been integral to the growth of the event since day one, providing lunch for all players and contributing to one of the largest pro purses in the Northeast. Stop in and chow down on their selection of brick oven pizza, fish fry, subs, and more. Or carry out your next meal. With 5 locations in central New York, including 4 in Syracuse, you're never far from a hot slice.
On to hole 13. Pretty much is a dead straight tunnel shot. You want to miss this crooked tree just to the right of it and finish on this slightly elevated green that dips down behind. Not quite sure where that one landed. Looked like he hit the initial gap but might have got caught up by something quickly after.
Hard to tell. Looked promising. Nathan just a little left there.
Yeah, a little left, a little overturned. It's a tight gap to hit, as are a lot of the holes here on the east side course.
This looks a little better from Andrew.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
A little bit deep. It was a little bit high out of his hand. You can run the basket long if you don't control the height.
Go, you bastard.
And Braeden leaving himself maybe 25 short.
A bit of a funky approach there from Nathan, but right up to the basket. He'll be saving his par.
And Zach also trying to scramble up a par. Here's what he's left with. Looks like maybe a 40-footer. Step putt. Just pushes it a little bit.
And just didn't have the timing on that circle 2 stepper.
Nice putt from Braeden.
Yep, nice cover up from his early hit drive. He had a nice forehand approach to save his par.
And nice putt there from Andrew, and decent little catch as well after getting a tough spit out earlier in the round. You like to see that.
And he's starting to get his birdies here on the back 9. He did have the unfortunate bogey over on hole 12, but
Yeah,
starting to pick up the pace from Andrew.
3 birdies in the last 4. You like to see that. And Zach taking an unfortunate 4 there.
One off the lead for him now.
Moving on to hole 14, a 328-foot par 3, the backhand roller hole on Clay East. But if you're not a local and you can throw 450 feet, you know, you might find something else to do.
This is probably your common play that you'll see. Is just a
What a kick.
straight backhand down the center of the fairway. Some trees have come down to make it more open.
That was a very kind redirect for Andrew.
And getting caught up about 2/3 down the fairway is Nathan. He'll have an open look at the basket, but a long look for a birdie.
Braeden.
Challenging the left side of the fairway here. Gets a nice kick back to the center. He's got a long look at it too.
Yeah, that's a good result there. I think the idea is probably to get that to turn a little bit more, but there is some room on that left side, and Zach ripping a flex forehand.
Getting all the way down there, but it looks like he's off in the left side rough just a little bit. Hopefully he's got a clean look out.
Nathan from 60 or so, just short. And Braeden maybe around 40 feet. Looked just as good as it did on 13.
And Braeden taking a share of the lead there with Nathan, 19 under. Just a little left and undercommitted from Andrew. We've seen that a few times from him today. Again, it is the second round of the day for these guys, and not everyone's used to that anymore. Zach leaving his putt a little bit right. He's going to be frustrated with that effort.
Yeah, you definitely want to clean up from there. Did the hard part. And Nathan dropping in his par.
And Zach taking a frustrating par as well. And looking at hole 15, got the drone flying down this left side gap. There's a right-hand hyzer to land up on this hill as well. And now we're flying through the backhand righty approach down to the pin. 2-shot hole par 4. There's that backhand hyzer from Braeden. Leaving it out a little bit wide, but makes it across the ditch. He's going to have a pretty open approach.
Yeah. Hole's kind of like a figure 8. He'll have a chance to throw a hyzer up that right side. Andrew leaving his forehand a little bit inside.
It looked like he was going pretty aggressive there on a hole that you don't have to do too much. Just want to get on the other side of the ditch and make a good second shot.
You're going to need to throw a good second to score here.
Nathan getting pretty far up the fairway. kind of landed underneath that little scraggly branch.
Yeah, great shot from Nathan, and Zach just a little bit pulled. He will still have a chance to score from there, though. Oh, love the thought from Andrew, and have certainly seen that shot work out before. Just a little bit left trying to throw that roller up the hill.
Just not quite getting clean there for Zach. He'll have about 100 feet left for his up and down.
We got Braeden
hitting that gap nice.
Oh.
Hitting that gap real nice as he holes out from probably 220 feet. Taking the eagle here on hole 15.
Yeah, that thing was hearted. Nice to see the basket do what it's supposed to and hold on to it.
And at the moment giving himself the lead.
Yeah. And Nathan will be in there for a drop-in birdie.
His favorite type of putt.
And
it could have bounced out if it was still there.
Andrew with another long look there. Zach can't connect from distance either. Yeah, that'll be a 5 for Andrew. And Nathan with the 3 to get to 20 down.
First time of the tournament that he's not the leader, as Braeden jumps him with that great throw-in from about 220 feet down the fairway.
What a shot.
Ever since I threw my first Frisbee, I dreamed of making flying discs. Now, whenever a customer wants their own course, stamp, or brand, I do everything I can to help make their dreams come true. Gateway Disc Sports, an open invitation.
We are moving on to hole 16, one of our more challenging par 3s on the course. Pretty much have a tunnel you've got to hit with a low ceiling, and as you see, you kind of go down into a little valley and then up a hill, so you really got to get the height right as well as the angle.
A favorite for a lot of people playing this hole is the scenery that you get. You can see some of the leaves falling. Just a nice fall atmosphere on this beautiful day, early September.
Yeah, really good depth. And Nathan just absolutely filleting it.
Thanks.
That was nasty. And a little overcommitted there from Zach, and he'll be right side, maybe 100 feet out or so.
And a little high, a little early right for Andrew. That's a common error on this hole. It's a pretty demanding shot for the righty. We see Nathan taking full advantage of the lefty favor. And a nice approach for Andrew. He'll be cleaning up his par.
Braeden trying to ring another one up.
Yeah, if you throw in one, you might as well try and throw in the next. And right there in the collection zone with Nathan and Andrew.
You can get pretty used to running Berg forehands. It's pretty much what they're for. Good cleanup there from Zach. And not uncommon to see threes on this hole. You really need to throw a great shot to get in the circle.
And we saw one here out of Nathan. He's tapping in his birdie. Taking back a share of the lead with Braeden.
2 holes to go here in round 2.
Got hole 17, 256 feet. Divided fairway, but the only real shot to the hole is on this left side. Backhand righty, turnover, lefty hyzer, as we see here from Nathan, or a right-handed forehand shot. So Nathan's getting all the way down to the basket, looking at another easy two for himself.
Yeah, nice couple of back-to-back holes here for Nathan, setting up well for the lefty. And a little inside there from Braeden.
Yeah, it's a common miss between the early release and this left side that Zach hits.
Going for the hyzer flip to turn forehand there.
This fairway does slope down a little bit to the left, kind of gets you falling off your shot, brings that left side into play.
Yeah, still pretty fair gap, and I believe only Nathan really capitalizing on it. But looks like Braeden is going to cover up here.
That's a real great approach. He was very pinched off from that position. Really trusted the disc, let it swing in.
Yeah, his forehand hyzer approach game has been pretty great.
Long look for Andrew. And another putt that's finding chains, but just not quite on line to stay in the basket.
That's a good putt from Zach.
Way to clean it up.
Yep, nice long par save here at the end of the round. Don't want to be throwing away strokes at the end of the round with day 3 looming.
Yeah.
Or round 3 looming for day 2.
And Nathan taking back solo possession of the lead with a turkey. And after a little bit of a slow patch in the middle of his round, he is 9 down going into our last hole, which is a 439-foot par 4. Straight shot, a little bit of left to right action off the tee, and you see it drops down, and we go across this OB creek. It is reachable for our bigger arms. If you're not going for the 2, however, you don't need to try and bite off too much to put yourself in an attacking position.
We did see 5 2s on the day on this hole. Let's see if our lead card can show us how it's done. Just a little left there for Braeden. I really liked the height and the pace that he put that on.
Maybe a little overcooked here from Zach. It's trying to fight through. Don't think it quite did. That thing was absolutely moving.
Just really easy power for Zach.
Andrew trying to get a little bit of late turn. Does not comply.
Similar to the drive from Braeden, just a little more right. Caught the left side a lot later down the fairway, but he ought to be able to get up and down.
And you see Braeden got that kick right, and that is a tough spot to be. And he's got to pitch out with his 3rd shot, I believe.
And still not an easy approach from back here.
No, not at all. And leaves it high, and frankly, that's fairly fortunate. Going through some of those treetops. And Andrew with a really, really nice anti-forehand from a knee. It's a pretty tight gap. Nathan checking up. Really like how he's played these par 4s. Not trying to bite off too much. Putting himself in a manageable spot. And for the most part, putting it under the basket from there.
Braeden making a nice putt for his bogey there. Not how you want to finish the round, but he's got round 3 at Van Buren on the corner where he can put down a good number and score a lot of birdies. And Zach's tapping in for his birdie. As I mentioned, 5 eagles on the day. Evan Smith, Carter Sisson, Lucas Wright, Luke Radloff, and Josh Diana.
Bunch of really good 2s there. that will do it. Nathan getting to 23 down, finishing with all green on the card there. He'll have 3 strokes on Braeden and 4 on Zach, who you see is going to be on the chase card, because there are a lot of players in the mix. We got Connor Rock shooting an 11 down to get to 21. Christopher Robbins also an 11 down to get to 20. And Parker Welk with a 10 down to get to 21. That'll be your round 3 lead card at Van Buren. We will see you there for another day of great scoring opportunities. The wind was down all weekend. And it's a chance for really anyone in the top few cards to come off and try and get this A-Tier win. So we'll see you at VB.